Hey, it's Melissa here, and today I'm sharing the layouts that I made with my Mayhip kit. This is the main kit, and this one is the embellishment add-on. So starting with what I've got left in the kit, these are the papers, and as you can see, it's really just a pile of scraps. This kit was just so beautiful, and I love every single layout that I created. So I was tempted to do another one, and I don't know, I'll decide. But that's what I've got left as far as papers go. And then for embellishments, I've only got one of the Evolicious puffy stickers which says thank you. So if I get around to making a card, that would be the perfect thing to use. For the Chickanity Crafts enamel words, I've got the word happy and a few of the triangles. For the washi tape, I've got quite a lot left. Sometimes I struggle with washi. This was really beautiful, and I'm sure I'll use it up. I'll move those out of the way. The Pink Paisley Citrus Bliss chipboard is a waterfall pack, and that's all I've got left is those, so they'll definitely go into my stash and get used. And now for cut aparts, journaling cards. Really not that much, considering there was 6x6 paper in the kit as well. This one here also comes off cut apart. And then I think I'll just show you the rest of my little container because it's easier. But that's really all I've got left of embellishments. I've got 3 of those clips which I'll use. Some acetate pieces. There's another die cut there actually. And happy birthday, which I'll save for some more layouts I need to make about Sam's birthday, and thank you, which would be good for another card. So that's all those. And then letter stickers, a lot of those Pebbles ones, quite a lot of those. I found them quite hard to get off. Thickers, lots of those, lots of all of them really. And the main reason I've got so many left is because I pulled across from last month's kit stickers to use up, including, I'll show you that there. So that's all I've got left now of that set, and that's from last month's kit. So, and often I try to use the die cuts as well to make my titles. So onto the layouts, and like I say, I'm loving all of these. And I think it's because the kit was just so light and bright and beautiful, which is really my style. So I made a total of 17 layouts. This is the first one I made, and I have a process video. It's one of my Child Free Friday videos, so every Friday I post a layout video that has a photo that is not my children, because I found that I was just continually scrapping my children and feeling I had to get up to date with their albums, but in reality it's important for them to know about me and my husband as well and our family. So that's that one. I used that It's Dear Lizzie polka dot as a background, and then I think this may be based on a sketch, I actually can't remember, but anyway, that one. This one, I was playing along at Sketchabilities and I missed the cut-off, so I never got to post it, but I still made it, of course, and I posted it on my blog, so it's really cute. I love in Sketchability sketches that they stack up papers a lot, and I love the look of that. So that's that one. It's just about a little girl when she was still a baby. Move them out of the way. This one was for Let's Get Sketchy. I'm on the design team, and this was quite a difficult photo to scrap because it's kind of washed out because it was a snowy day and we had snow in the background, so it's a bit overexposed. But it is a photo, and yes, it does have me in it, so it's really important, I think, to include yourself in your scrapbooks. So I added in that Heidi Swap lovely sticker. This one is also a Child Free Friday video, and I loved that piece of paper, and because the hearts are so spaced out, I thought it really needed to feature as the main paper in this layout. And I kept this one really simple, just did some misting, some scattering. This is Wanaka, and it's the next lake over in we go there every so often, and it's so beautiful. And so I thought it worked really well with the paradise theme that runs through Pink Paisley ephemera, and Just Plain Wonderful was so perfect. I wanted that to really feature as an embellishment in itself. And I just journaled on a tag, and you can watch the video for that one. This one I made for Stuck Sketches, and I had a lot of fun. I made this one, we went away for a week, and I took this kit with me, and a few tools, and adhesive, etc., inks, and I just played. And so I made these epoxy stickers, like homemade flair, which we all learnt from Adele at Inky Quill. Love how they look. And I took the basis of the sketch and then just added in my normal style, outlined around the edge, which I think works really well with the black washi. And so that's Brielle in the bath, hamming it up for the camera. This one is, well, there's 3, and if you look on my blog, I love this paper, so it wasn't separate like this. I wanted to use it and see how many layouts I could get from one piece of paper. So this one, I started by just cutting apart some of them. Now, I made this on holiday, so I would have machine stitched if I'd made it at home, but I loved the way it turned out. And then this photo is my daughter, Azaria, and we went out for dinner, and she just suddenly got up from the table, stood between that railing thing, and saluted. So I grabbed the camera and took a photo. Thought it was perfect for the flamingo. It's quite cheeky. And then I just, because that, everything is drawn this way, so I just put my photo in the middle and then decided to focus all my embellishment down the middle. And I absolutely love this. And I thought I'd read you the journaling because it really sums her up. There's really no clear explanation as to why you were doing this. 1 minute you were sitting at the table waiting for your dinner, the next you were doing this. And I asked her, after I made this layout, I showed her the next morning, and I asked her, why were you doing that? And she still doesn't know. So I love it. It captures her playful personality. So this one is the next one that I made with that same piece of paper. For this one, I kept it all bottom heavy and just had it all, it's all pointing towards the middle. I took 2 photos. They're both 4x6, and I trimmed that one down. So landscape and portrait together. And then I just embellished around it, and these are the cousins, so I just kept my title pretty simple. Wanted to use the brackets because I hardly ever do. Family Fun was perfect, and then I had another one of those that I'd made left over. And I think I went a bit overboard with the mist, but I don't mind. I love it. This is the final one that I made, and I had this piece left, so I just had it pointing this way towards 2 photos. These are both photos that were taken in Wanaka, and thought it was perfect for the Smitten title. And it's not really much to say. It's just us enjoying her, enjoying the lake. And I used up a couple of those the Maggie Holmes little tiny phrase stickers from last month's kit. I did the packaging technique on the back with watercolours, and one thing I will say is I was too quick to stick my photos down, and you can't really tell, but the whole thing was quite warped, so I had to lift up the photos and try and fix it. But hey, it doesn't matter, it's going into an album, so yeah, happy with the way that one turned out. This one, I really wanted to do one about Sam, because as I've shared often, I don't scrap boys as much as I should. So this is at the same restaurant, and the story of this layout is that when he was 2, we went to this restaurant, which is a chain in New Zealand, but we went to Dunedin and he was a baby, and the waiter was so taken with how cute he was that he gave him a t-shirt. And so the t-shirt finally fits him now, and we'd always told him the story of the t-shirt. And when we were in Wanaka, he said he wanted to go to Lone Star for dinner, which is the name of the restaurant. So he was so super excited, as you can see in the photo. And so I just wanted to document that. And so I wanted to do something a bit different, and I just did these strips and then separated my 2 photos, and I've called it A Dream Come True. So he loves this one, and yeah, it's good to make an effort to scrap the boys when you don't always, I don't know, I struggle with using girly product for boy pages, but I think in every single kit there is a way to have a look. There is a way. You can scrap the boys, so there's that one. And now this one I adore. And I was gutted because I made a process video and my camera stopped partway through. So this is also at the same restaurant, and Azaria does this every time there's a lemon in her drink. She'll pull it out and eat it. Even if we have lemons at home, she wants to eat them like an orange. So I'd taken a series of photos, and she wanted me to, of what we'd call the lemon face. So when this kit, when I opened this kit, it's got all these lemon embellishments. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get as many of them as possible on this page. And I did another central design, and then staggered my photos, and then just got everything down. Did the packaging technique with watercolours underneath. And because I had extra bits and pieces, I did some clusters. And then I had punched out and made these same epoxy stickers. And I just love this one. It could be one of my favourites that I've made from this kit. This one is also another Lake Wanaka photo, and I've called it Sunshine and Happiness. As soon as I saw that die cut piece, Sunshine, I knew that Sunshine and Happiness was the perfect title. And then I just put Always underneath. And I wanted to do something a bit different and have large pieces of pattern paper, so that's what I've done with these two pieces. And then I've layered some of the washi, put a pineapple in, because hey, why not? Hey, why not put a pineapple in? Fussy cut out one of those hearts and clipped it to the number 1 because he's the oldest. It's Your Day. Use that Life's Good one as well. And not sure about that It's a Beautiful Day, but it's on there now and it's fine. So the word rad, I think, is always perfect for him. And put the little photo in the frame and use one of the stickers that says Weekend Adventures. So he loves this page, and I know he does appreciate it when I make an effort to scrapbook him. This one was for Sketchabilities, and I actually managed to get it in on time, so that was awesome. Followed the sketch, but I turned it around a bit because she's looking that way, so I think the sketch had, this piece was over here. Yeah, I don't want her looking off the page, it's just a design technique, I want her looking in. So once I'd layered up my pieces, and I just went and did my usual embellish like crazy and used a stamp. I'd made sure that I put a stamp set in with my kit to make sure I try and use my stamps because they're in a drawer and I forget that I've got them. So I wanted to have falling hearts, and I've got another idea for a layout using that stamp, falling hearts again, so I'm going to give that a go soon. Added in this piece of ribbon, I think it came off flowers again, some flowers that we were given. I love how it matches with the gold triangles and just really finishes off that acetate label there. So loving that one. Oh, I forgot to say, I rubbed gold ink over that wood veneer to match. And it's called Hair by Sam because Sam did her hair with a loom band one day. So of course I had to get a photo. This one is really focusing on the Chicken Nitty 6x6 paper pad that was in the kit. This was my favourite piece. There was no way I was going to cut that up. And with the lines, it was perfect for journaling. So when I sort of staggered them round, I made sure that one was the top piece. And then I just embellished them individually. And it's about Azaria and how Sean, he found that camel pack of his and she wanted to have a turn. And in summer, they'd go out biking, or we go out biking and walking. And so it was her turn to use it. So yeah, took some photos and just journaled about that. So I love how that one turned out. This one, this was a scary photo to scrap. It's so beautiful. It's by 3 at the lake again. And almost find that when a photo is so beautiful, and because it's bigger as well, it can be quite intimidating to scrap. So I'm not 100% happy with this, but I think I built it up so much in my mind that there was no way I could meet the expectation of the pressure. I know it sounds crazy, it's just scrapbooking, but you do want to always put your best foot forward. But in the end, I think it's simple is better. It really, you do focus on the photo. Meet Me in the Sunshine was a perfect title, and once again, I wanted that title to really feature as an embellishment in itself. I'd sprayed and scattered gold colour shine, and then I've extended that down here, and with the blue in the water, I've put some blue colour shine here and here. And so there's not much to say really, just is what it is. I've just put the journaling just says basking in the sunshine at Lake Wanaka. which is hard to believe right now because it's starting to snow outside, so we get all seasons here where I live. This one is my most recent process video, and no, it's not. Sorry, I put one up last night, so it's the one before that. So it's the first day of school of this year, and I think I've shared in the video of how he didn't want photos taken, neither did my daughter, but because my husband is his teacher, I could kind of sneak in there through the door and get a photo, and he's perfectly aware that I'm taking it. But I love this because he's setting up his desk for the year. And at this point I'm down to scraps, and I really wanted to use up as much as I could, so I've used up, obviously, all the blues and greens and a piece of that paper there. And I came in with the stars and I double stamped. You can see the video for that one. This one I also just love. It's just so soft and pretty, and I bought in the thickest from last month. This is also a photo from when she had the camel pack, but she'd asked for French plaits in the morning, and because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, as you probably know, I did it. I used a comb with a long end on it and separated the hair and sprayed it and wet it and got it so perfect. So I started with the two edges and then knew that I wanted it to be quite soft. I'd already had this piece that was ripped from something else, so it's a bit more bold, but with the layering of that wood grain underneath, which I struggled to use, by the way, that wood grain, I hardly used it at all, and then the grey around the edge and the white matte, and then pulling in the pink and the blue and the yellow from the citrus. I've just kept it really soft, and I've scattered those pieces from the embellishment ephemera. So that's that one. And this is the last one I made, and by this stage I was literally down to scraps. So I just punched them with my different punches. I didn't do the notebook one, I just did the scallop and flower, and then a few just plain, and tried to use up as much as I could. I put that piece at the top with the ripped edge, and it's called Azaria's Shop because all summer my kids played this game called Shops, which really meant they made a huge mess selling their stuff to each other. But it was so much fun. They made toy money, and they just set up in their rooms, and she had a cafe, and I think he had toys, and because I was in the kitchen, I was the restaurant, and they'd come for lunch and breakfast and bring their toy money. And yeah, so this is really just using up the last of the bits and pieces. I put some vellum behind it here just to soften, and once it was all glued down, I went in with my watercolours, and I love doing this technique where you pull the colour off whatever the paper is and pull it out and also put it onto the paper. So yeah, that's it. 17 layouts, I'm really happy with that. Probably could make one more, but I do need to get moving on to my next kit. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon.